Hello and welcome to this week's Senate update. So it's kind of a big week for us. It was our first week of budgets. So it was a little bit of a longer meeting along with some of the things we talked about. So starting off, we had the Kabara Entrepreneurship Club came to us with their constitution, which we passed. So if you're all interested in looking and getting involved in the Kabara Institute Club, you can just contact Jen Schrenkler, and she should be posting upcoming meetings and things to talk about. So that should be a new and upcoming club to be interested in. Also, we had 3 academic conference requests. Tri Beta came to us to go to a conference at St. Olaf, and we passed it at full, so they'll be doing that. I think 15 people were going, so that should be a big student involvement and something we were more than willing to give money towards. Then the Nanhouse Brothers, I don't know how to pronounce that exactly, but they are going to a Prairie Enthusiast Annual Conference, and we're very excited about them going to that, so that should be coming up too. Then finally, the American Chemical Society, which that conference is going to be in San Francisco, so it should be a great time for these people going. And it's kind of a big conference for the chemistry majors in America, and they'll be meeting to talk about career paths, research, and they'll be bringing back a presentation to St. Mary's. So this information will not be just stored away in their minds, never told to anyone. So they'll be doing a presentation about that, so that should be something to look forward to as well. So we're very excited to be sponsoring and funding educational exploits. So that was the first thing we talked about. Then we did budgets for club sports this week. We passed water polo for men and women, rugby, lacrosse for men and women, club hockey, and ski and snowboard. Paintball was heard, but we decided to table it because of discussions we've had about budgets they had last year and other things. So we'll be talking about if we pass paintballs or not in the future, but we are ongoing discussion and research about that. So we'll talk about that later. Also, we talked about the Readership Program. So this has been something we've been in discussions with a lot about lately, and we've been talking about if we should keep the current Readership Program with the newspapers we have. And we decided, finally, after weeks of discussion, and everybody was very joyous, there was a lot of celebration and high-fiving of such, we decided to keep the Readership Program, and we also added a Star Tribune online. So next year, look forward to having the Star Tribune online. We'll have a login and username, so students should be able to, wherever they are on campus, be able to log in and check out the headlines. So, and also read the articles, which should be really interesting. So, and we'll also be checking up to see if it's effective or not. We're not certain if this Readership Program is great. We'll also be changing some of the locations. So, I think it's a good decision, and we'll go from there. Finally, from regular discussion at the meeting, we have decided, last week there was a discussion about the changing of club sports names, if they should be changed to the Cardinals. Administration would like to change it for a lot of different reasons, having to do with branding, and kind of having a unified name for the campus, and also trying to make ourselves seem a little bit more professional. But a lot of students are saying that there's a history to the name of the club. So we sent a letter to all those parties involved, just saying where the students are coming from and where administration is coming from, and then just saying that we'd like both sides to talk. Senate is not taking a side on this, but just trying to facilitate more discussion, and saying that we would like to see more discussion because we hear from students that their voices aren't being heard. So, and that's not to say they're not being heard, but we would like more student involvement. So that was the final things we did for our meeting tonight. But big reminder for this weekend, we are going to be hosting the MAPSIS conference, which is going to be bringing here all of the private colleges' governments. So we will be at the Acapella group on Friday. That's also a plug for the Acapella group. They're going to be over in the CAF. They should be a lot of fun. What is their name?
Innocent Men. Innocent
Men, and they got red Converse, which should be really interesting. But we will be there at 5:30, so if you guys want to see the colleges on campus and their student governments, will be hanging out up there. And then also we'll be in Selby Friday night and Saturday day discussing things. So I'll be sending an email out about that. I think it's open to the general public if you want to pop in and kind of see what it's like. But we're very excited to be hosting that. They'll be staying in Alverna, and should be a lot of fun. So I think that's all we got. It was a great meeting. It was long, but it's a good time. This was a long report. I hope you enjoyed it. But we will see you next week. We'll be doing more budgeting, having to do with student activities. So we'll see you next week.